It was supposed to be a class picture. It became evidence. June 2nd, 1979, a Saturday. The students of Belridge Middle School, a remote institution nestled in the pine woods of rural Vermont, had gathered for their graduation ceremony. It was tradition for the 8th grade class to pose for a group photo in front of the old schoolhouse. Built in 1891, the building was more legend than structure, creaky, weathered, and rumored to be haunted. The photographer, Earl Winton, a local, with a beat-up Polaroid camera, lined up the 12 graduates, 7 girls, 5 boys, each in pressed shirts and borrowed blazers. Parents waited on the gravel lot, chatting, clapping, unaware of the quiet tension. The photo was taken at 3:14 p.m. At 3:15, the students were gone. One blink, one flash dot by the time the camera developed the image, still printing, still humming. The yard was empty. Screams echoed through the trees. Parents ran forward. Doors were thrown open. Classrooms, closets, crawl spaces checked. No sign. No struggle. Nothing. The photo finally slid from the machine. 12 chairs. 12 empty chairs. The backdrop. The schoolhouse. The photo was perfect. Framed. In focus. But no students. Parents stared in disbelief. One fainted. Another dropped to their knees, clutching the frame and begging for it to be a mistake. But there was no denying what they saw. The chairs, ornate, wooden, matched the very ones the children were just seated on. No shadows. No blurs. Just gone. The story ceased. The Nation. Time magazine ran a cover story. The Belridge 12. Where did they go? The FBI arrived within 36 hours. The school was quarantined. Teachers interrogated. Staff polygraphed. No evidence. Not a footprint. Search dogs were brought in. Helicopters scanned the woods. Divers searched the nearby lake. But there was nothing. No scent trail, no personal items, no signs of struggle. It was as if the earth had simply swallowed them whole. Rumors bloomed like mold. Some blamed cults. Others swore it was government testing. But locals had another theory. The schoolhouse. In 1964, a janitor named Rufus Cray allegedly vanished in the boiler room. In 1951, a girl was found in the attic, eyes wide open, unmoving, whispering numbers. The building, residents said, didn't like to be disturbed. Archived articles began resurfacing. Belridge principal found locked in closet for 48 hours. Claims it was only 5 minutes. Strange symbols found etched under desks in room 3B. 3 teachers quit over unexplained voices. In walls, a retired custodian. Norman Delroy gave an interview to a local AM radio station in 1980. His raspy voice trembled. There's a trapdoor in room 3B, always nailed shut, always cold around it. Even in July, we were told never to touch it, ever. Still, no trace. Of the 12, parents spiraled. Some moved, others divorced. One, Elaine Whitmore, mother of twin girls, took her own life in 1982 after reporting she could hear their voices in the wind. The school was closed permanently in 1980, boarded up, left to rot. But the story faded, buried beneath other headlines. Belridge itself became a ghost town until 2022, July 12, 2022. Belridge, now mostly abandoned, was slated for demolition. A contractor, Martin Keyes, took a final walkthrough. He found it in the principal's office, a Polaroid camera, sealed. In a weathered metal box labeled, "Do not open. Return to Detective Hazelton." Inside, wrapped in cloth, was a Polaroid photo, the class picture, but it had changed. Now, 7 students were visible, faint, washed out. As if developing late, Martin posted it to a local Belridge Facebook group. Within hours, it went viral. The parents, now elderly, were called. Each confirmed those were their children. And then, 3 weeks later, another photo appeared. Same scene. Now 9 students. Panic turned to hope. August 8, 2022. Local journalist Leah Monroe began investigating. She tracked down the original photographer, Earl Winton, now 83, in assisted living. Earl showed her his camera, still working. "Still warm," he claimed. "I never pressed the button," he whispered. It took itself. Leah filed public records requests, combed through town archives, and uncovered a forgotten police interview with Detective Hazelton dated June 4, 1979. In it, he described finding a second photo in the woods behind the school, a blurry image, faces distorted, trees that looked wrong. That photo had vanished from evidence within days. The schoolhouse was reopened under police supervision. Inside room 3B, behind the chalkboard, they found 12 name tags. Melted wristwatch, a cassette tape labeled Play M.E. On the tape, "We're still here. Not dead. Trapped. Voices, children's voices. One said, "Tell my mom I kept my promise. I waited." Forensics tested the tape. The voices matched archival recordings of the missing students. The final Polaroid developed on October 31, 2022. All 12 students, but they looked older, as if time passed differently wherever they'd been. Their eyes were somber, their clothes outdated, their postures stiff. But they were there. One held a sign, handwritten, "Let it burn. Don't follow." The next morning, the schoolhouse caught fire. No lightning, no accelerants. Just flame. From within, the building collapsed before firefighters arrived. No injuries. Among the ashes, a single object remained untouched, the Polaroid camera, and beside it, 12 graduation caps laid out. In a circle, local authorities claimed faulty wiring. But the last utility report? No power to the building since 1981. No official explanation has ever been offered. The town erected a plaque in memory of the Belridge 12, lost, returned, and set free. To this day, new Polaroids still develop from that same camera, always. Of empty chairs, sometimes a fog dot, and sometimes, just for a moment, you can hear the shutter click, even when no one's holding it. Locals say if you bring the camera into room 3B, what's left of it, and stand there in silence, you'll hear something, a child whispering your name, and when you leave, you might just find a photo in your coat pocket, but you won't be in it.